Hey guys,
Hey,
welcome to
welcome to
Thunder
Thunder
Theories.
Theories.
Today's video is going to be two things, a Super Smash theories and a Valorant theory. So get
Okay.
ready. Hear me out, Mateo. Hear me out. There's no way that the events of the Super Smash Bros. Game are canon. There's no way.
What are you talking about?
What I'm saying is that they're all the exact same character, just from different time eras. So like it's passed down from like dad to son.
So then how could they all be fighting each other?
How can they all be? Because think about it. My dad tells me about a story where Kirby's the main character. And then I'll tell my kid that Kirby's the main character. But as time goes on, Kirby will eventually turn into Meta Knight or Samus, whoever you want. We'll use Meta Knight for this example. So they'll say Meta Knight, but they heard of Kirby. So it's going to be a Meta Knight versus Kirby battle. And as time goes on, the stories slightly change, changing the characters, but since you've heard of the character before, you make it so that way they fight each other. Because you've heard of Kirby, but the main character for you is Meta Knight. You understand?
Yes, but they're all in the same place at one time. And
Well, yeah, I can't fight you if I'm all the way at my house and you're all the way at yours. I can't fight you.
they're at one time. Let's just say
Yeah, because it's a story.
it's not, how is it a story?
My parents told me that Kirby's the main character and that Kirby goes on all these adventures. I tell my kids that, they tell their kids, but eventually it changes. Kirby becomes Meta Knight. Kirby becomes Samus. Kirby becomes Ryu. Kirby becomes anyone. But since they've heard of Kirby and they're used to Meta Knight, they make it so it's a Kirby versus Meta Knight battle. Because kids like battling.
So you think that this is all in the eyes of a kid?
I think this is all one story that's been passed down from generation to generation.
I see where you're coming from, but I don't really think it's a valid argument.
Okay, whatever you think. Sure. What's your theory?
My theory? Okay, so I'm sure every fandom in the gamer society has heard of Valorant, right? It's one of the biggest 5v5 team deathmatch out there.
I agree.
And it has a unique twist. Most of the characters are special in their own way with special abilities, their ultimates, their signature ability, and there's also a thing called the spike, but we'll get into that later. What we're going to talk about today is a character in Valorant, an agent called Omen. So,
Omen
if
or Odin?
Omen.
Omen. Okay.
So if you've ever played Valorant, you should know about Omen. And he's kind of like a shadow ghost, right? Well,
Yeah.
that's off the point right now, but a theory that people talk about is that Omen is an octopus.
An octopus?
Yeah. Well, it's more of the jokingly theories in the community, but if you see that he's like a shadow and he has abilities that are shadows, but in one of the player cards, in one of the patches, it released a player card that showed an octopus that had Omen's signature 3 lines on its forehead. And we can also see this in the Neptune skin if you change it to the dark variation. The octopus on the Vandal has the Omen lines, just like the player card. So people.
You're saying if those 3 lines, it's an octopus?
No, the Omen character has 3 lines as his Well, eyes, you could say.
Three
But
eyes.
yeah. Um yeah, so that octopus in the Neptune skin, it has Omen's eyes on his forehead. And it's an octopus. So people are thinking that Omen is an octopus. And in one of the player cards, we can also see him sitting by a fireplace knitting an octopus.
Okay. But your whole theory relies on the assumption that the three stripes on Omen's face mean that anything with those three stripes are represented as an octopus, correct?
Well, yes, even the player card and the Vandal skin, it is has an octopus.
But maybe those three eyes, maybe because they glow like a yellowish color, correct?
No, they're blue.
So they do glow.
Yeah, they do glow.
Exactly. So since they glow, maybe it's just a mask. Maybe it's just something to cover his face.
Well, he
Because
can't be a
octopus eyes
mask.
don't
If
glow.
you've Well, guys, if you ever heard of the Omen lore, you would know that he was. Well, one of the popular theories is that he was killed in an experiment with Viper and Sage tried to resurrect him, which turned him into a ghost or a shadow. So it can't be a mask because
So he's a shadow or an octopus?
people think he's an octopus in disguise.
An octopus in disguise as a shadow?
Yes.
Okay, but still, maybe he just likes octopus. Like, he's crocheting an octopus, correct?
Yeah.
In one of his cards? Yeah. If I'm crocheting a Spider-Man, okay, does that mean I'm Spider-Man? No.
Well, it's not just a player card. I mean, if you really think about it, all of it comes into play. Like his card. He also has the Vandal skin, which is an octopus. So it kind of all just comes together. Like an octopus, it's no way that's a coincidence.
So you're saying that he's an octopus in disguise as one of the agents.
Yeah, that's what people.
So do you think this octopus kidnapped the real agent, or the octopus is the real agent?
Well, I think the octopus is the real agent, because Omen's, like, player cards or stuff like that, they tie in with octopuses. So,
Okay then.
I think he's an octopus.
So you think he's an octopus?
Yeah. But, enough about game theories. Have you, let's talk about the real world. Have you heard of that woman on the plane that was saying that one guy's not real? Have you ever heard of that?
No, I haven't. Explain.
Oh, well, there was this one girl that it's been trending all over TikTok. There was this one girl that she was leaving a plane right before it took off, and she was saying that someone in that plane is not real.
Like she was schizophrenic, or it was a shadow, a ghost?
Well, I don't know. Well, she left the plane and she was saying, "Oh, whatever you want to think, but I'm getting off because that mother is not real." Like, but I don't know, because people on TikTok have showed like evidence in the video stating that one of the passengers was actually had like shadow eyes, like dark eyes, unlike any human has. So I think she could be onto something. And one of her friends actually made a TikTok stating that she was on that plane and that she is not on something or anything. It's just, I don't know, something felt kind of off in that plane.
Does this girl have any like mental disorders? Anything that's making her act this way?
Not
Or is
that
it
we
just
know
out
of.
of nowhere?
Not that we know of.
Not that we know of. So she just met a random ghost person on the plane.
Yeah.
Well, on the topic of planes, have you ever seen the Lush Valley of Antarctica theory?
No, but I've never heard of that. Entertain me.
The Lush Valley of Antarctica theory is based off a plane. What the plane is you know how Antarctica is freezing cold, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, it's freezing cold.
Mm-hmm.
So, this dude, the scientist, this researcher, he was going out to leave Antarctica because he was there for a week and a half studying Antarctica, climate change, all of that, and how it affects Antarctica. So he's studying there. And then he leaves. While he's leaving, there's a thermometer on the plane. It goes from negative degrees, like freezing cold, to 80 degrees Fahrenheit.
While
Just
they
straight
were
up.
still in Antarctica? That's really weird.
In Antarctica. And when they were wondering if it was just a malfunction in the machine or if it was actually something weird, the researcher checked out the window and he saw this lush valley, like no snow whatsoever. Trees and grass, flowers under the snow. Like
Wait, so
not
this
covered
is
in the
all in
snow,
Antarctica,
but a
right?
hole in the snow.
This is
Huh?
all in Antarctica, right?
All in Antarctica. And like there's a hole, a crater going like 3 miles underneath Antarctica, and out of nowhere it's just an empty land filled with nothing but hills, grass, flowers, and trees.
Really? That's weird.
You wanna know something even funnier about him?
What?
He told this to the public. A week later the government went to his house and shushed him.
Really? Is this... Where did you hear this? Because I've never heard of it.
I do research on this stuff. I like them.
I see. Wow, the government shushed him. So, I mean, of course this couldn't be a phenomenon because the government... Wait, the government killed him?
They didn't kill him. They shushed him as in saying, if you don't stop talking about this,
Oh, I see.
then we're going to take you to the police. You're going to be either executed or put in jail for life.
Well, yeah, this can't be a phenomenon. Because the government threatened him and shushed him. Maybe this could be a cover-up for some experiment, or... I don't know.
Maybe it is. Maybe it's not.
Because it definitely has to do something with the government. And you know how the government's been weird these few days.
Yeah, it has.
These few months, actually.
This theory was from a year ago.
A year
He was
ago.
shushed. He found this out a year ago. And then like 8 months ago, roughly 8 to 10 months ago, he got shushed by the government because he was planning on going public.
Wow.
Hmm.
Can't believe it. That's really creepy.
It is.
So,
So maybe he was on something.
what about you? Have you had any, like, phenomenons happen to you, or...
Me?
Yeah, like, anything bad happen to you, or...
I have one phenomenon, sort of like that.
What happened?
And it's really funny because while that phenomenon happened, I was watching a show about that phenomenon.
Really, what was it?
Okay. A lot of people here have seen a show called Manifest.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
about a plane that goes missing after it goes through something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So while I'm watching Manifest on the plane, because I'm coming back from Puerto Rico,
Okay.
okay? I'm coming back from Puerto Rico because I'm done with my vacation. I'm heading here to Vegas. So what I'm doing is on my way back, it's a completely normal flight. I fall asleep. I wake up, okay? I set a timer for how long I slept because I was doing a project on human sleep on different areas, like in the plane and all of that. I wake up, I stop the timer. I have been asleep for 5 hours. The plane ride back was only 4 hours. Funniest thing is, we're still in the air.
Oh, what? That's
We land 2 hours late.
really weird.
Nothing happened. Nothing malfunctioned. We're just going and we land 2 hours late.
2 hours late. Wow, that's really weird.
It is. What about you? Have you had any phenomenons?
No, but my friend did have something happen to him.
Your friend?
Yeah.
Tell us.
Well, while I was on vacation in Italy a few months ago, actually, he heard, it was about 4 a.m. actually, but he heard like someone running upstairs in his house. Someone was just pounding on the floor, and it was like footsteps were being heard. So then he
Oh,
went
that
to go,
sounds creepy AF.
and it wasn't just his head. It was like real footsteps, and he recorded them. And he sent it to me, and he was like, "Dude, check this out. What's going on?" And I could hear them too. They were like loud footsteps. And so he went to go check upstairs, and there was nothing. He checked every single room. There was nothing. And it wasn't outside. He said it felt like it was coming from directly upstairs. And
That's creepy.
take this note. He was home alone.
Home Alone, damn.
And he checked every room, checked every corner. There was nothing. And then the same day, at the exact same time, he heard those running footsteps again. And then the
Were
next
his
day,
parents home or was he still home alone?
his parents were on a business trip, and his babysitter had left for the night. So
Damn, that's creepy.
yeah, it really is. So it's yeah,
Oh my God.
it just kept happening, just kept happening, and
That's
I don't.
creepy.
And you know what the really creepy part is?
What?
I haven't heard from him since
You haven't heard from him?
since a week ago. I haven't heard from him, and they just kept happening to him every day.
Yeah, that doesn't seem like fun.
Yep. Well,
Next time my parents go on a business trip, I'm sneaking in with them.
that's it for today. And
Hope you guys enjoyed.
Yep. See ya. Have a good day.